look at what I got. Finally, I've actually had these for a couple weeks now, but oh no, it's adhesive. Finally got my swing arm back from On One. Took a couple months, but they look brand new, or at least they came off of a new bike, because I did notice that they came with bearings and stuff in it, which is fine. I mean, I'll pop mine out, intending to reuse them. In the warranty, they stated that they don't cover bearings, which makes sense. But the new arms came with bearings installed. At least the lower, the upper one doesn't actually use a bearing. Well, actually they do, but let's see. Okay, yeah, those fit over these. Okay, so anyway, they came through, and I was pretty impressed. Oh, one other, they also included the derailleur hanger and dropout, which I also took mine off, so now I have two. I guess that's, it's not something I really needed, but I'm not going to complain. The only thing is, they totally ignored my request for even an old Maxell, because when it broke, it twisted and bent my Maxell, and which was the fault of their failure, not the Maxell's fault or my fault. But they ignored that. It's whatever. I mean, to buy a new one, I think they're like $45. I'd rather not pay for that. I may just get a straight axle and put it on there just for the sake of selling it, because I'm going to sell it. While I was waiting for a couple months, I got a deal that I couldn't refuse on a new 2017 Nuke-Proof Mega. So we're going to give that a try and move on. So, I mean, as much as I enjoyed riding this bike, at the time I thought, this is my favorite time of year for riding. I don't know how long it's going to take for them to replace the swing arm, if they're going to replace it. And so that Nuke-Proof came up for the screaming deal, and got basically half price. I did that only to, on my first ride, this happened. And so that's been over 6 weeks now, and I could have just waited for these. Oh well, things happen like that. So, yeah, I mean, once I got their attention, thank you partially to the video, they finally got moving on it, and were pretty responsive about it. I actually also managed to get a hold of some upper management email addresses online. I found a few people that used to work there and dropped some names and stuff, and I was able to dig and come up with some contact information. And so, combination of things. Once I did that, things started moving. It was still slow. I mean, I had to send it back to them before they do anything. And now, one thing that I will say, they seemed really interested in what happened, or why it failed. So they had me send pictures of the bike and basically more information on it and everything, because apparently they were the company that builds the frames. They're wanting to figure out what caused the failure so that they could improve it. So I was kind of happy to hear that. So they had serial number, everything they could get from it. Anyway, once that happened, they put a new one in the mail, and I think naturally, I live in the States, and they're in the UK, so that obviously had something to do with how long it took. So I mean, I can't say that it was them being slow necessarily, although it took them a couple weeks just to even respond to me. That was frustrating. Once they got the swing arm and everything, it went pretty quick, or at least on their end. And then they had to ship it again. And of course, it takes a couple weeks each direction. So that's just the downside to buying something from a long ways across the water. So anyway, you know, I'm happy about that. So I'll be able to put a brand new swing arm and bearings and everything on the bike before I sell it, or on the frame anyway. Anyhow, there we go. On one came through. Hooray, on one. That's good to know. Yeah, I definitely appreciate them taking care of it. I had my doubts there for a little while. So for those of you who have any challenges, you know, any warranty claims, something that you're concerned about, and you're not getting a response from them, just be persistent, and you can eventually they'll honor it. So that was it. Just an update.